So I want to talk about the relationship between risk and return. In the previous session, we've at least known that higher the risk, higher is the expectation of return. Although we need to elaborate on this. So let me carry on with the example that you are going to lend 1 lakh rupees and you have three options. A, who is a complete stranger. B, somebody that you know since the last 2-3 years. And C, somebody whom you know since childhood, right? With A, who is a stranger, there is a high degree of risk involved. With B, there is an average risk involved. And with C, there is either no risk or a very low degree of risk involved, right? We know that there are two other reasons. One is inflation and the other is opportunity cost, because of which you charge interest. So let's get started with C. Maybe your thought process is that you're going to invest in a fixed deposit which will yield 6%, and your opportunity cost as a result is 6%, and you're going to be charging 6% from C, right? Because you see either no risk or very low risk involved, right? With B, since there is an average amount of risk involved, you'd probably say that my expectation of return is going to be higher, and you say I'm going to be charging 10% rate of interest from B, right? And A is a stranger. Either you'd say that I'm not going to give a loan at all to A, or I'm going to be charging a hefty rate of interest, let's say 18%. So this hopefully gels in now, that higher the risk, higher the expectation of return. However, I would want to break up this 18% and 10% into 6% plus 12, 6% plus 4, and in this case the 6% is broken up into 6 plus 0. So what is 6%? That is the standard that you are asking from somebody where there is no risk involved, let's say, and hence I call it the risk-free rate of return, which is objective, which remains the same across alternatives of investment, all right? However, this 12%, I term it as risk premium. I am charging a risk premium because I acknowledge a high degree of risk in an investment opportunity called A. Whereas in case of B, because the risk involved was average, my risk premium is not too high. I am charging a premium of only 4%. And in case of investment opportunity C, since you perceived no risk, you thought that it was appropriate not to charge any risk premium. The risk premium is 0 over here. Now, this is subjective, whereas the risk-free rate is objective. Because whether you are going to Bank of India for a fixed deposit